NFL roster cutdown day, 3 Browns not named Shedeur Sanders to watch ahead of deadline. The Browns will be down to the initial 53-man roster by 4 p.m. It probably will be sooner than that considering they're scheduled to be on the practice field earlier than that. Regardless, until the Browns announce that initial, emphasis on initial, roster, there will be intrigue. As the Clash sang, "Do I stay or do I go?" The Browns already have moved on from a large percentage of the players they needed to in order to get to the number. There are still a few names that remain who make for interesting cases for staying or going, including the 3 listed below. Spoiler alert, Shedeur Sanders isn't one of the 3 players. Why is that, you ask? It's because the Browns have no plans to cut him because they want to see through their development plan for him, especially with the trade of Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders. Anyway, on to 3 players who really are on the bubble. And depending on what time you read this, may or may not have already found out their fate. The lottery ticket the Browns signed in May will find out if there's a chance it will pay off. The former Pro Bowler was mostly quiet in the preseason. There were moments in training camp when he flashed, but those were sporadic. The Browns would love to continue to roll the dice on Johnson. The problem is it's a numbers game at wide receiver, with only maybe 2 spots available for a handful of candidates. Does Johnson's second chance outweigh an up-and-coming rookie like Gage Larvadain or someone like Caden Davis, who's been a consistent performer for the bulk of camp? Pierre Strong Jr. going into concussion protocol will be an intriguing sliding-door moment for how the running back room is initially constructed. Strong's value on special teams might give him the edge over Marshall, an undrafted rookie out of Appalachian State. Still, Marshall had a very good preseason. He was productive both in games and in practice, providing a physical running style the Browns lack with Quinton Judkins' future still in doubt. The question the Browns have to wrestle with, beyond Strong's impact on this decision, is whether or not they could get Marshall through waivers and just re-sign him to the practice squad. If that's the calculus, then that's likely the route. Flipping to the defensive side, Edmonds is an intriguing case because, like Marshall and others, he got a lot of work since late July. In training camp, he ran regularly with the second group. As for preseason game reps, he had as many as any Browns defensive player over the 3 games. It might honestly come down to how the Browns want to organize not just the safety room, but the entire defensive backs group as well. Cutdown day arrives with the kind of quiet electricity that makes grown sports executives behave like kids at a candy store. Strategic whispers, last-second phone calls, and coaches with lists that tremble like old maps. For Browns fans, the headline in every group chat may orbit Shedeur Sanders, but there are 3 other names, familiar, urgent, and quietly pivotal, worth watching as the deadline clock blinks down. Number 1, Deshaun Watson, the veteran who changes the room. If Cutdown Day is a stage, Watson is the headliner who's both blessing and test. Watching Watson is watching a weather system. If he's calm, everything around him settles. If he's stormy, plans recalibrate on the fly. The creative angle here isn't about guaranteed snaps. It's about how his presence reshapes opportunity. Will the coaches keep him as the anchor for week 1? Will they prioritize veteran stability to protect a fragile offensive line and weapon group? Or will his availability create a chess problem where the staff must decide how many developmental reps to ration to the youngsters? On Cutdown Day, watch for subtler signs. Is Watson traveling with a full support staff, or is his role narrowing to emergency depth? Do practice reports hint at limited throws, a conservative approach? Or is he taking every rep like he's staking claim? The optics tell you more than the roster page. Leadership, health, and intention all show up in the small things. Number 2, Myles Garrett, the barometer of defensive identity. Myles Garrett is the team's thermostat. Turn him up, and the Browns' identity grows teeth. On roster cutdown day, the focus around Garrett isn't whether he makes the team. That's a given, but how the defense around him shapes up. Coaches will be watching what kind of support he has. Are the edge rotations deep enough? Do the young defensive linemen look like they can eat snaps in the regular season? Garrett's presence allows architects to be bold. If the backups look inexperienced, the staff might keep extra veteran bodies to avoid burnout. Cutdown day theater for Garrett shows up in the timing of moves. Keeping a rotational lineman with a specific skill set, retaining a situational pass rusher, or even the decision to keep more hybrid linebackers who can stunt and spy. The narrative to watch. Does the front office build a complementary cast that lets Garrett hunt, or does it hedge? And what does that say about defensive ambition this season? Number 3, David Njoku, the flexible weapon whose snap count matters. Tight ends are the Swiss Army knives of any modern offense, and Njoku is the model that can swing both blocking and explosive playmaking. On the surface, Njoku's roster fate might feel safe. Underneath, his snap projection signals the Browns' plan for the red zone, third down conversions, and scheme versatility. If the team keeps multiple tight ends and an extra receiving back, it hints they want to run layered formations that hide Shedeur, Dillon, or Watson in play action and built-in safety valves. Cutdown day drama for Njoku isn't only about whether he's on the 53. It's about who accompanies him. Are coaches keeping a pure blocker, a special teams ace, and a gadget TB? The roster architecture around Njoku reveals how bold the play-calling staff plans to be. Heavy sets and downhill running, or spread formations that demand more intermediate routes and seam opportunities. Keep an eye on which complementary pieces survive the cut. They tell the tight end story. Beyond the names, the little moves that whisper the big strategy. Roster cutdown day is rarely dramatic for blockbusters. Its drama lives in the whispers. A practice squad signing, a late release to create cap space, or the retention of a veteran special teams ace. These micro-moves reveal a front office's appetite for risk. Watch for patterns. Does the Browns' front office keep developmental receivers and extra OL depth? That leans long-term. Do they stock veteran linebackers and extra interior DL? That leans win now. Also, note how the team handles kickers and specialists. Those choices matter for the final minutes of games and often decide seasons. On cutdown day, a quiet decision to keep a particular long snapper or a clutch veteran kicker can be the most consequential move nobody tweets about. A fan's guide to cutdown day paranoia and hope. If you're watching the live updates, here are 3 small things to make your pulse race, and maybe calm it. The timing of roster confirmations. Late-day signings often mean a tactical trade or a last-minute medical clearance. Practice squad reveals who's getting the second-chance contract. Those names can surprise come week 10.